Good evening, YouTube. So, a few days ago, I posted the Riley Herbst rookie season video, and in a matter of 2 days, it suddenly became my most viewed video of 2025, which came out of absolutely nowhere. Thank you, genuinely, for that. I was not expecting it at all. Seriously, that's awesome. You're awesome. I love you. Please don't leave. And one of the comments that I was consistently getting on this video is that, wait a minute, I thought it was Kevin Conway who had the worst rookie season in NASCAR history. And to all the people who are doubting my expertise in the field of NASCAR, I say to you, maybe. I'm willing to give this idea a shot. Let's take a look at Kevin Conway's 2010 season. And this might even be the best time to be discussing Kevin Conway, as he has returned as an owner in ARCA. So join me today as we take a deep dive into the year 2010 and find out if it's actually Kevin Conway who had the worst rookie season in NASCAR Cup Series history. Before we even begin today, you might be wondering, who is Kevin Conway?
Chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably already know most of the story. Kevin Conway entered the NASCAR scene in 2003, but wasn't racing very often until he brought Z-Line Designs to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2007. Later on, Conway brought a sponsor to Front Row Motorsports in 2010 that never actually made any payments to the team. And Conway was fired midway through his rookie season and taken to court as a result. That sponsor was Extends, which ironically was involved in another lawsuit later regarding the effectiveness of its actual product. Birds of a feather, I suppose. Regardless, Conway went to Robbie Gordon's team at race 24 of the season, where he would run really badly until DNQing at Charlotte. After that, he was out of the car for a few weeks due to having to appear in court. He wouldn't return to the driver's seat until the final race of the season at Homestead. All in all, it was an extremely messy year, and yet it was somehow good enough for Conway to get Rookie of the Year honors in 2010. That's right, Conway was the best rookie all year long.
When you take a look at the actual numbers in 2010, even if Kevin Conway won the Rookie of the Year award by default, I still don't think this is going to be the worst rookie season in NASCAR Cup Series history. Let's take a look.
Conway didn't show up at all to Daytona, but ran every race after that until Watkins Glen. His best finish was at Daytona on 4th of July weekend, where he finished 14th behind a 45-year-old Mike Bliss and Steve Park in the Tommy Baldwin 36. Well, he's already got a better finish than Casey did in 03. Apart from that, he was virtually irrelevant all year besides a few wrecks and one lap led under caution at the Brickyard. After moving to Robbie Gordon's team, there was a significant spike in DNFs, but it's hard to tell how many of these were due to actual issues or if they were just starting parks. The one race he did finish was at Fontana with 31st, 3 laps down.
Now, even though Kevin Conway did not get a single last place finish in the year 2010, there were still a lot of start and park cars every single week in the Cup Series back then. So last car statistics probably aren't going to tell much of a story here. However, thanks to racingreference.info, we have access to loop data from the year 2010. Why don't we take a look at those numbers?
So what I did was copy all the loop data into Excel and took the average of the driver rating column. I know I hate comparing NASCAR to the NFL under any circumstances, but the driver rating is essentially a score that's like a QB rating that takes lap times and quality passes into consideration and provides an overall rating for a driver's race. Crazy how the driver rating is a rating for a driver. Truly, this is some groundbreaking information, KG. For example, Herbst's average driver rating in the 2025 Cup Series was 46.02. Yikes. Kevin Conway's average driver rating in 2010 was 32.321. Ouch! Yeah, that is significantly worse than herbst, if you can believe it. MTJ's average driver rating in 2017 was 116, in case you were wondering what a good season looks like.
Well, I guess that settles it. Guess it looks like Kevin Conway had the worst rookie season in NASCAR Cup Series history. I guess the video's over. Oh wait, no it's not. Look at that timer down there. That's right. Let's take a look at some more additional context before we start making any broad sweeping claims.
Conway started his season for Front Row Motorsports, and even though they regressed hard in 2025, they are still today miles ahead of where they were in 2010. David Gilliland and former Truck Series champion Travis Quaffle were also attempting the full season for Front Row that year, and neither of them got a single top 10 all season long. Interestingly enough, Conway was actually ahead of Gilliland in the standings when Conway was fired after Watkins Glen. What I'm trying to say is Front Row was a bit of a dumpster fire at this time, and no one was really expecting them to have anything even resembling race-winning pace, much unlike a 23XI driver would. On top of that, Conway also only had 25 races to his name in the Nationwide Series before starting the 2010 season. Most of them with dumpster fire organizations, but hey, those 7 Gibbs starts were more than enough to get him into NASCAR 08, so he's got that at least. What I'm trying to say is that no one expected Kevin Conway to light up the NASCAR world with his move to Cup. In fact, there wasn't a whole lot of expectation for most drivers moving up around at this time in NASCAR history. You may be wondering how Conway even managed to win Rookie of the Year after running this horribly. Well, that's because there were basically no rookies at all from about 2010 to 2012. Conway's only competition for ROTY that year was Landon Castle, who didn't even run half the races in 2010, and most of the races he did run were start and parking for Larry Gunselman. After Conway's Rookie of the Year win in 2010, the next season saw Andy Lally take the coveted title. Lally ran most of the year for TRG Motorsports in the 71, failing to qualify 3 times and having an average driver rating of 38.45 on the season. His best finish of the entire year was 19th at Talladega, so Lally didn't even have a whole lot better of a season than Conway did, but no one brought up this as a possible worse season than Terrible's. But the ultimate what are we even doing here Rookie of the Year award has to go to 2012, when one-time Busch Series winner Stephen Light ran 15 races for Circle Sport Racing, failing to qualify 6 times and putting up a best finish of an earth-shattering 26th place at Watkins Glen. This right here has got to be the true worst rookie season in NASCAR history, right? If we're looking at nothing but the raw data at least, Light spent the majority of his time in 2012 parking after 40 laps in the races he did manage to qualify into, and was only running at the finish in 5 of those 15 starts. And yet this year was ultimately good enough to take Rookie of the Year at the end of the season. It was also a justified victory too, because there was only one other driver in the entire field that year that could have taken Rookie of the Year honors in 2012. Danica Patrick ran 10 races, but was not eligible for Rookie of the Year because she declared points in the Nationwide Series. In those 10 starts, Danica wrecked out twice and had a best finish of 17th at Phoenix. Legitimately, if she had been declared for points in the Cup Series, she might have actually won Rookie of the Year, because she had an average driver rating of 46.3, which is actually better than what herbst had in 2025.
Well, it all comes down to this. Kevin Conway's average driver rating in 2010 was 32.321. Did Stephen Light have a worse season in 2010? Well, the results are in, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Light's average driver rating in the year 2010 was 32.61.
Meaning by 31 hundredths of a point, Light has beaten Conway. And Conway definitely has the worst statistical rookie season. So yes, it is true that he was pretty much the slowest car on track every single week in 2010. And yes, it's true he has the worst recorded average driver rating for any Rookie of the Year winner. But let's be honest, was anyone ever expecting Kevin Conway to do anything? Conway spent his entire NASCAR career kinda just existing. And he left teams like Front Row Motorsports in a wake of controversy. But does all of this really mean he had the worst rookie season in Cup Series history? I guess that's for you, the viewer, to decide. In my opinion, I feel like context is more important than raw data. And I still think that climbing into cars that can barely make the Cup Series field in qualifying, and then going out and being the slowest car on track, is still a lot more impressive than climbing into championship winning equipment, then going out and running 25th every week. That's just the vibe I'm gonna go off. As for Conway, like I said, he is back as a team owner in ARCA. Is this venture going to trend towards anything halfway resembling success? Or is the team going to collapse in the offseason and Conway is going to find himself back in a courtroom yet again? Only time will tell in that regard. In any case, Kevin Conway's 2010 season will continue to live in infamy, and it will remain as one of the worst rookie seasons in NASCAR Cup Series history.
Hi YouTube, it's looking like a teenager with acne kamikaze. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching this follow-up video to the herbst video. As I'm recording this, the herbst video has 670 likes, which is really nice. I appreciate that so much. I genuinely am serious when I thought I was washed and would never have a video perform that well again. So I want to just say thank you so much for at least giving me a reason to be happy about something, all right? I just wanted to say that. And before we end this video, why don't we take another look at our mega appreciators? Them being Adam Pehl, TJ Arnhold, VaporLyfe, Alex Johanning, Chris T, Somebody32, Justin Hébert, The Seasoned Racer, Raphael Leduc, Teach, Jordan Clark, and Pat02537. Once again, thank you all so much for being mega appreciators. Thank you all so much for being appreciators in general. I appreciate all of you who watched this video, and I hope y'all have a good night. Bye!